Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's Randy. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give the video a big thumbs up. We're going to capture some of the highlights for earnings this week. I also want to talk about GOVX and SIGA. Now let's get straight into it. Oil is ticking back up. Now next week, this is what we can expect. Next week, we've got the OPEC Plus meeting, and there's dimming expectations that they will actually boost supply. So now that the Fed has already spoken, are we going back and reverting to high inflation or elevated inflation? Will we get back down to that 2% level? I'm also watching those copper futures, and it looks to have found a bottom. We were looking at commodities to pull back for price stability, but we didn't want to see copper get crushed because that would be a bad economic sign indicator in the market. Now, there were 10 takeaways that I found in this article for the Fed takeaways, and basically what most people were taking out of the Fed meeting was CPI numbers are expected to decrease next month, so not necessary to do any more than a 75 basis points rate hike this month, but that could have been a big mistake, so we'll have to wait and see. Q3, Q4 could turn out pretty well because earnings for some of the bigger companies seem to have went pretty decently. Now, if we take a look at FinViz, you can see Geovax is up here at the top. We talked about this at the beginning of the week. On Monday, I wanted you guys crushing this. And Intel, I also want to talk about Intel, and we see tough builds keeps popping up on volatility. And also we've got AMD here with the chips bill basically passing. The president's going to sign this before next Friday. So you definitely want to check out some of those options, especially even though Intel pulled back because they didn't have great execution. They are going to be one of the primary beneficiaries out of this bill. So long term, if you're looking at Intel and you were able to take advantage of this at $35, I think you can take a look at the charts the last 5 years. It hasn't really visited those levels. So, options play here was a good choice. Now, Amazon stock jumps 14%, and this is only going to help the overall market. We also seen a huge decrease in one of Cathie Wood's favorite stocks. Roku plunged with massively bad guidance. So guidance is going to be king. I really want you to pay attention with what's happening in the energy and aviation industry. Those seem to be doing well, and companies that are supporting those industries are also knocking it out of the park and raising guidance. Also, some of those staples are looking good. Now, what are we looking at for next week? If we scroll down here on Market Watch, we've got some job openings. We've got some homeowner vacancy rates. So we've got home and jobless claims that are going to be hitting us next week. We've got that OPEC meeting. Now, I wanted to cover the semiconductor bill because, like I was saying, and I said this in an earlier video this week, I believe it was on Monday when I was talking about S&DO, I talked about I expected Intel to pull back, and I believe that this is a buying opportunity. I think that they are going to struggle in the short term, but in the long term, they're the main beneficiary. So also, I was disappointed to hear about this Congo to auction land to oil companies, and this New York Times article was a good read. Be sure to check that out. I think oil is just temporary, but we are coming back. There's a demand, and it's just unfortunate to see that. Now, if we're talking about monkeypox, because we talked about that early on this week, there has not been a federal emergency declared. Even though in San Francisco and New York, they sounded the alarm, I believe that we are heading towards a federal emergency being declared, and it's just a matter of time before that happens. Now, Geovax or GOVX, they came out with some news on July 28th, and this helped to press the stock price up. But next Wednesday, on August 3rd, it's going to matter about the financial results. And that's why I believe today, we'll take a look at the charts, that this might have been a good opportunity to take some off the table. Now, of course, after I say this, it's going to pump more. It might even pump on Monday and even leading into the call on Tuesday. But there's a very high chance that this could pull back. And with a gain of over 200% this week in this stock, it's not a bad idea to decide to take some profits off the table. Now, I'm also taking a look at SIGA, and I've put in a couple of lines in the graph here. You can see that this was on an upward trend. I talked about this on Monday also, and this just continues its incline. I would say if this pulls back, that these are buying opportunities on SIGA. I just believe that they are going to continue doing well. Now, in the Patreon, if you'd like to support the channel, here I put $3.24. It looks like a great opportunity to take some profits off the table. Consider it. If you got in low, I would say that you just hold on to that position. If you got in Monday or pre-market, then you're doing well. If you're under $1.10, then I don't know that it revisits that level. You just may want to hold on to your position because the company does have a lot of great vaccines in the pipeline. It looks like they're doing great things, but they are burning some cash now, and it looks like they're also using the FDA to get some grants, so it's not like they don't have enough money to operate for the remainder of this year. But if the stock price gets high enough, they could decide to issue more shares to attract more investors. So that's all I've got. This is a short video today. I hope you all made some money this week, and enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.